I was very fortunate to gain this access. But how did that access come? It came through being completely prepared and knowing your subject as well as they did. And that's where the respect sets in. And I think that's part of the 22 years of work.
But now here comes the question about how detailed scripting you have done for this film.
Right.
Because frankly, if you ask me, when I did film or documentaries, my subject was something different. So it was just a 2-page what I wanted to work on it, you know, and I had my points. But your subject demanded huge amount of accuracy, historical evidences, factual information. How did you manage this whole thing?
And actual footage.
Actual footage. No, that is the biggest issue and the mysterious part of this film.
You used the operative word, mysterious. There are some things I can't say. But yes, a large part of the movie making was the archival footage.
Yes.
And there is some spectacular footage of...
No, and searching.
But how did you overcome the bureaucracy?
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of this is...
searching and pinpointing the exact clip to shoot the exact portion.
No, and here, see, the point is, it is such an old history. And at that point of time, who has done that filming, where you will find that footage, what would be, means I'm sure you must have watched thousands of hours of footage before you got some 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
That's correct. Yeah. In London, in Mumbai, and of course Afghanistan and places which will remain unnamed. And Tajikistan, all the stands, Pakistan.
In Pakistan also you got some footage.
I did.
Old footage.
I did. Not much. No, not much. But it was mostly Afghanistan, Tajikistan, India, of course. London, that's not surprising. And also United States.
Yeah?
ABC archives, Getty archives. So
this done rather speaking.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it took me 7 years to find that 27 seconds of footage, which is priceless, which showed that America, or North America, was aware, that was very important to me, of the importance of Bajahan by announcing on primetime nightly news his death, and it was through Dan Pratt. Rather, to me, that was symbolically very important. And I was told for years that footage does not exist. And I saw a reference to it, and I thought, I'm finding that. And so CBS always said, no, please stop bothering us. I found it, but not at CBS.
Actually, it is not surprising that America had awareness of Afghanistan because the year he died is 1988,
January 20th.
Which is 9 years after Soviets invaded Afghanistan. So after Soviets invaded Afghanistan, America had a direct political and global interest in about Afghanistan. And naturally, the news about Afghanistan perhaps will feature more prominently than, say, Myanmar or Sri Lanka at that point of time, though Sri Lanka also had come on the scene at that time. So America would be definitely interested, I can understand. But the point in India is to overcome the bureaucratic hurdles to get this footage, because they have to sign hundreds of papers and you have to give IDs and you have to give guarantees and what.
Oh, that was extremely challenging.
No, but besides the footage that she has done, the people who you have interviewed in this film, like M.J. Akbar, Mr. Rajiv Vora, Saeed Naqvi,
Nirmala Deshpande.
Deshpande.
And many of these people are now no longer with us. And then we haven't mentioned his Hudai Hitmangars.
Oh, yes.
And I found 63 of them still alive, all over the age of 100. 4 of them were women, which thrilled me to bits. And they're there in the film. And they had never come together since the 40s, early 40s.
It was a great reunion of Khudai Khidmatgar.
That's right, and I brought them together in a forest. We all slept in this forest on these cots. And
For those who don't know, Khudai Khidmatgar
Yes.
means servants of God.
yeah,
And
soldiers of peace,
yeah,
servants of God.
Yeah, in search of peace. And Khudai Khidmatgar, the number was 100,000. 100,000
Yes.
people coming from Afghans, martial tribes, militant tribes. They cannot live without guns. Sometimes they have 2 guns on their shoulders. And these people,
No, and those guns were their pride.
without guns, their personality doesn't have
Exist.
meaning. The character comes out of that gun.
Guns. Yeah.
Now, that kind of a tribe, 100,000 of them, Khudai Khidmatgar,
Oh.
servants of God in search of peace, these people gave up arms completely. Gave up arms completely, saying that arms and war and violence will not bring the new world. I think that achievement is of Badshah Khan, independent of Mahatma Gandhi
Mahatma
also.
Yes.
Because Mahatma Gandhi was not actually campaigning in that area. He
Not
was
at all.
campaigning in relatively so-called peaceful
area.
different
Indian-
ethos,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
different ethos.
So,
yeah.
in that ethos, Badshah Khan's converting these people to...
But did you find how Badshah Khan did this? Or
Yes.
what was the influence?
That
I'm
was
sure
his-
you have
that-
spoken to many people
many
there.
people, many
and
people.
bringing such violent people to follow the path of the peace.
That was his
is
genius.
Something miracle.
And he looked at this, he said, the thing that matters most to my people is honor. And at this stage, honor was equated completely with violence and the gun. And he said, my job here will be to make that 180-degree shift from telling them honor means the more difficult thing is to move from honor as violence to honor as nonviolence. And he said, this is the challenge. And when Mahatma Gandhi went to Northwest Frontier for the first time, he went several times, to see what he described as this miracle, to meet with the Khudai Khidmatgars. He was really in a state of disbelief when he met them and really tested them, asked them the most difficult questions. And he said, they speak from the heart.
Actually, another interesting thing is, Badshah Khan was born in 1890. Now, at that time, the very medium of the film was also not born.
Not born.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Medium of the film was
Yeah,
not born.
that's
So,
right.
and he died in 1988.
Right.
Now, 1890 to 1988, in that, say up to Second World War, the period of only violent doctrines,
Right.
be that of Hitler, be that of Stalin, be that of Mussolini, the only doctrine that prevailed was violence. In that era, somebody called Mahatma Gandhi arrives on the scene. And in this particular violent part of the world, Afghanistan, somebody called Badshah Khan comes. These things themselves are miraculous for Mahatma Gandhi as well as for Badshah Khan. And that ethos to bring onto the film like this, it could have been a book, it could have been a fictional film, it could have been a documentary which you have made. You have made something like 100 hours of
Over
of
100,
footage
yeah.
you have got, and out of which you have made this
2.
92-minute documentary. Therefore, as Makarand was correctly saying, to script, convert 100-hour footage into 90
minutes.
is a filmography's challenge.
Biggest challenge.
How did you do it? I mean, how many references did you take for?
Well, as Makarand knows, as a movie director, film director, you have to be very rigorous in the editing studio, and I had 2 remarkable film editors. But I always knew that what was going to be left on the cutting room floor would find its way into the DVD. So be multi-hour DVD. And so much of that footage, and oh, by the way, archival footage will be in the DVD. But what I want to say about archival is that much of this archival footage that I had found and researched, some of it was unviewable. So then you have to spend enormous amount of time and money bumping it up, improving the quality of the archival. The archival of the film makes it more authentic of this particular picture. And there's so much footage of Badshah himself, but also of Badshah and Mahatma Gandhi. This was another part of the story. Every time I tried to leave Mahatma Gandhi over there and trying to focus completely on Bajahan. He kept coming back in through the back door. They were in some ways the two sides to the same coin, you know, both sides. And one the Muslim, one the Hindu. There, and you see in the film of them talking together, you know. And I created those scenarios where they're speaking together about their friendship. And he was very solicitous. There are many scenes where Bajahan is enfolding his arms around, you know, Mahatma Gandhi. They're very good, deeply
I think, but you know, something like media, the meaning of media, the language of media, the idiom of media is born with you. Not many people know that you are daughter of a legendary Marshal McLuhan.
Yeah.
So, on the one hand, you are a daughter of a legendary person, and you are making a film on another legendary person in South Asia, and Marshal McLuhan changed the media history, and Badshah Khan changed the global history of war and peace. I think you are quintessential media person from both ends, and therefore I'm sure nobody can really appreciate your work unless one sees it, because the whole living of history, our living of that inspired life, I think makes what you are. Thank you, Ms. Teri McLuhan, and thank you, Mr.
And thank you.
Brahme.